It's that time of year again where I got to start working on my red Jeep. I got a couple parts over in my little corner of the basement garage. Well, basement I suppose. And it's what? The very end of April now, almost beginning of May. Weather's nice and warm. It's supposed to be wicked hard today. But anyways, the first thing I'm going to do is flip this track bar down so it's over the knuckle instead of under the knuckle. And really what that'll do for me is make my drag link flatter, which will improve steering angles and make it so there's less chance of bump steer. And it'll also bring my track bar fairly high above the center line of the axle, so instead of scraping on my track bar here, I'll be sitting on or scratching the axle instead, which is much stronger and less weight, like nearly no chance of bending for what I do compared to this. And I've actually already hit this track bar a couple times on some rocks. So I used a Serious Off-Road Products 1-ton steering setup, which uses Chevy 1-ton truck track bar end links. And in order to flip the knuckle, all I have to do is get the correct tie rod end on this side. The taper is now facing the right way. If I flip this up as is, the taper would be going the wrong way and whatnot. And I also just use the tapered inserts for here, so I just have to pull those out and then put them so the taper is facing up. It'll be all good to go. Probably reuse those even. Alright, as you can see, I have my drag link now away up there. I just needed to shock it a few more times and it popped right off. So I have it zip tied up out of the way so I could deal with my tie rod end over here, which is much looser. This one isn't stuck in there at all, actually. And that's it. Just gotta do the other side now. So here they are side by side, and they're nearly exactly the same. The only thing that's, well, there's a couple things that's different, is the under the knuckle one has kind of a bend to it, so it pushes the tie rod out a hair, whereas the over the knuckle one appears to be more straight up and down, and it has a different bend here, and of course the ream is reversed from each other. The only thing I'm going to do now is line the ends up over here and try and get the jam nut as close to where this one is as I can to get the alignment in as close to the ballpark as I possibly can, so I don't have to do a whole lot of realigning, which of course I will do anyways, but you know, I'll get it as close to the ballpark as I can. So I'll just move this jam nut in and leave, looks like probably 3 threads out. So then we'll grease everything up. We'll grease up all these threads, and that's good. There's some dirt in there I gotta clean up. Grease the crap out of this. Transfer my grease fitting from the old one to the new one, assuming that I don't look in the box and find a new one to thread into there. And put it back together. This is a fairly easy job for me. And then I'll look at my alignment of the track bar and the drag link to see, you know, what the difference of the angle is with the over knuckle compared to my track bar and drag link, and see where I need to go from there, because the next step or next project I would do is then build my own track bar to be over, well, you know, above the axle track bar to make the drag link and the track bar line up again or whatever. So, but we'll see how far off those angles are when we get there, and we'll cross that bridge if we need to. Good thing I took the time to bother to look through the bag, because they did include a brand new grease fitting and a brand new cotter pin, so that's good. Here's the rock rash I was talking about, so I have to clean that up and throw some paint on there. See, Jeep gets used. And there you have it. I got the steering wheel probably about as straight as it was before. My tie rod is now above the center line of the axle. It's realigned about as good as it was before, with some sticks and some tape measures and stuff. It's got about a loose 1/8 inch of toe in. So I'm going to go around and drive it for a bit, see if I get everything to settle back in again, recheck measurements and see how the handling feels and stuff like that. Another thing I had to do, of course, is change the oil, which looks like this. So my test drive was actually fairly successful. Flipping my tie rod here actually got rid of a lot of bump steer. It's definitely not perfect, and for now, I would say it's not worth me putting in the effort to then change my track bar setup. It's actually about as good as a factory steering setup on the Jeep is for now. So, like I said, I'm not going to bother switching my track bar. I have the parts to do it if at some point I decide I want to put the effort in, but for now, I'm going to say, you know, screw it for now, I guess, and stick with the factory track bar setup. But just flipping this tie rod fixed a lot of my bumps there. Here's my system up close. Then, as stated before, there's some touch-up work to do on this tie rod, and I took quite a bit of paint off over here too when I was trying to adjust this, which I don't actually have a rough adjustment to fix it now, but I have another way to do it since I'm doing more work to this than just this. The next project I'm going to do is build a brace kit that goes across all the way and braces into the pitman arm here. It's a DIY kit from Boosted Works Engineering. So that'll be the next thing that I move on to, is fitting the pieces and then tacking it in place and welding it and putting it back together. But that means that I have to pull the pitman arm. So what I'm going to end up doing is adjusting, since this is a splined shaft on the end of this pitman arm, hopefully I can just move the spline over one or something like that, or whatever I need to make the steering wheel straight, and then I can make it so I'll have adjustment in this arm again. So that's the plan. So that's that for now. Next time you see this Jeep, I'll be making my putting together my DIY brace kit that'll go all the way across here. If you like this video, of course, hit the like button down below. Make sure you hit the subscribe button over here and in the middle right here, actually, and leave us a comment if you're a returning member. Let us know, and most importantly, get out there and do something.